Mind is also compared to elephant, horse. How venerable. Yes, many, many similes to help us to see how this mind is. Its many different facets. If you want to go online or open a Buddhist text, such as the Majjhima Nikāya, say, look in the index for similes, there will be many similes for the mind. Or just look up Citta, look up mind, and see how the Buddha speaks about the mind in sutta after sutta after sutta. So the similes relating to the horse and the elephant are often around training the mind. So the Buddha compares the mind to a wild animal. We have the monkey in the jungle simile. He also compares the mind to an untamed horse or elephant. And these similes are actually quite painful because they talk about the taming of the animal, the noble beast, being tamed and pacified and forced to behave in certain ways. I actually find these similes quite excruciating, but nevertheless can take the point that we do need to train, just like a wild animal being tamed to pull a cart or to be a military elephant. In the time of the Buddha, the elephants were trained to lead the armies, and they had to be able to withstand all the noise and smoke and danger of a battlefield, and to be absolutely calm and at the bidding of their masters, so that they would keep going despite all the terror and fear around them. The simile we can take, the usefulness of this is that we can recognize, yes, this simile is very helpful because the mind is needing to be tamed. The wild monkey, how do we calm it down? How do we let it relax? How do we enable it to slow down? The calming and the taming of the mind is through meditation practice. But also in these similes, the Buddha will give a fuller picture. The Eightfold Path will be described. And for the monastics, but also for all of us, the Buddha speaks about taming the mind through taming the sense doors, through relinquishing and letting go of sense input. This is where we find the 8 precepts so helpful, so useful for us to actually let go of taking in more mental contents, taking in entertainment of any kind. We're reducing the input. This is a way to help to tame the mind. Less input through the sense doors, noting how much we eat, not overeating, not indulging in food as entertainment, but eating in order to keep the body healthy, to keep it well, so that well nourished we can practice well. To consider taming the mind through sleep, observing how much we sleep, how much we need to sleep, and getting the right measure of sleep through investigation and not exactly experimentation, but through the process of life itself, learning what works for us. So we don't overindulge in sleep and we get enough sleep so we can practice well. We can tame the mind through the teachings of the Lord Buddha. Investigating the teachings helps the mind to channel in a good way so that the voracious, insatiable appetite of the mind for thinking can be fed on the good, can be fed on something wholesome. And then our meditation practice, which enables that hungry mind to let go of its appetites gradually and to recognize it doesn't actually need to feast on anything at all. It can be still, it can be at peace, it can be contented. There's actually nothing needed. So these profound ways of working with the mind, and the Buddha gave these similes, of the taming a wild elephant, taming a wild horse. In relation to the mind, it's about bringing the mind in to the practice, channeling all of its energies into the Dhamma, and then letting go of those energies, of that compulsion, of that momentum, and recognizing that we can experience complete stillness here, complete peace. So freeing the mind.